bunch of people that are really at the forefront of sort of like what affiliate marketing is becoming and what partners on the affiliate side can be. So it should be a really great panel to sort of explore people that are doing it in the trenches right now. Cindy, please take it away.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome. And I'm super excited about this topic. And we have great experts here who can give you all the tips and mistakes that you should avoid. So, shall we have a quick introduction?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Lady first, I guess.
Oh, so nice. All right, guys. Well, I am Anna Lewis. I'm the COO and co-founder of Intelsio. We're a data-driven affiliate agency, really focusing on emerging brands and helping them scale. And super excited to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me, Everflow team. You guys are the backbone of what we do, so really appreciate it.
All right. What's up, everybody? My name is Josh Valencia, and I've been in the affiliate space for about 10 years or so. Started at ClickBank. Was at ClickBank managing the health and wellness vertical primarily, moved on to a company called Organifi out of San Diego, managed and launched their affiliate program, grew it to 6 figures and left there, or 6 figures a month in revenue from our affiliate partners. And then from there I left to start my own partnerships program agency. So manage a few different partnerships, do some partnerships consulting, primarily in the health and wellness vertical.
And I'm Nick Politi. I'm the Director of Partnerships at Kettle and Fire, which is a health food brand. We do a portion of our business direct to consumer, and then on the retail side as well. And I've been in like the affiliate partnership space for about 3 years actually, so relatively newcomer, I guess.
Yeah, that's super.
Only 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years, but achieved a lot. So.
Yeah. A wealth of experience in 3 years for sure.
Yeah. So you guys have been, like, two of you has been in the affiliate space for a really long time, and you just joined recently. But what are one thing that you wish people are better understood about affiliate marketing?
I can kick it off. So I would say one of the things that I try to educate people on is the value of affiliate partnerships and how strategic they can be. I think people see affiliates oftentimes as kind of plug and play, and so brands don't necessarily lean into affiliates. And really, affiliate partnerships are only as successful as the brands and the agencies and the partners that that provide the assets and that really provide data and lean into them. So that's something that honestly I try to work to educate on every day is the value in this space.
Yeah, it's not only affiliate, right? It's more about building the partnership and working together with them. Cool.
I'll add to that. I agreed with the value. For me, what I've seen over the years, I feel like I've gotten a pretty good, like, well-rounded visibility into the affiliate world because it's incredibly diverse. And I think most people in the entrepreneurial world who operate in digital marketing, CPG, et cetera, already have kind of this one-sided, pigeonholed opinion of what the affiliate marketing world looks like. And as such, may have an impression where they don't want to get involved in this world where it's based in performance marketing. There's an incredible wealth of opportunity for any business that wants to leverage the affiliate marketing world, but they may not even touch it because they already have this unfortunately misinformed conception of what it can actually do for their business.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of my time not using the word affiliate because I work with so many influencers, and it kind of, as Josh's point has, like, it's like a bad word. Like they don't get it. And I'm also like having to educate, right? Like when I first started in 2019, it was kind of like the end of the heyday of like the traditional professional affiliates that they understood the process. They like understood the value of like how much money they could actually make through the rev share program. And as we've shifted our focus more to influencer, I'm kind of like educating them on like you can actually drive a lot of value, monetarily through like a rev share setup. And so I always use rev share rather than affiliate because I don't know, it's got kind of like stigma to it, and the influencers aren't. They're like more like artists. They're like more creators style.
Yeah.
So yeah, creators, and so like they're not as interested in like conversion rates and all these things that the old school affiliates used to be. And so yeah, I find like I'm like trying to educate them on what the opportunity could be through a rev share model.
Yeah, that's super interesting, right? You are saying like influencer marketing is part of affiliate marketing, but some people think affiliate marketing is rather different, right? The traditional way of being in the middle and take offers and give offers away. So that you see affiliate marketing has really changed over the past years. So my next question is, what are your thoughts on the state of current affiliate marketing?
I'll kick this one off. Give it a little thought in preparation for this thing. And with the way that the market is developing in paid advertising, it's been mentioned, I think, throughout this conference numerous times of the impact of CPAs generally are going up when it comes to Facebook ads, any kind of acquisition channels. And yet that's going to only further draw more attention to the affiliate marketing world because it is performance driven rather than potentially losing significant revenue piling into. Like I've met companies who just had crazy high CPAs and didn't touch affiliate marketing, and because of strictly focusing on those paid channels, missed out on opportunities where it was cost-effective acquisition because they just ignored affiliate marketing. So I'd say that attention is going to further go towards the world of affiliate marketing because of those trends.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's, I see a huge opportunity and huge growth with affiliate marketing as we continue to move forward. First of all, the affiliate channel has always been a channel where testing happens. And, you look at, yesterday we talked about TikTok, right? Guess who was probably some of the first people in TikTok? It was affiliates. Yep. They are the ones that open up new marketing channels. And brands, I think, especially the brands that we work with that are, newer and coming to the table, acquisition and ROI is so important. And the affiliate channel is performance-based. So yes, branding dollars are still happening, but I think there's more of a focus on, hey, how do we make those branding dollars have a positive ROI? And that is the affiliate channel. And it's getting more strategic, which is super fun too, right? It's evolving, it's getting smarter. Affiliates are having to get smarter because it's getting more competitive. So I'm really excited and enthusiastic about the next couple of years to see what happens, especially as markets change and the world is changing. I think this is a channel to really help drive sales.
Exactly. It's no longer like the brand is talking to you, but people like you and me are talking to you. And the word of mouth is so important, and that is driving the sales at the end.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's just changed a lot in the 3 years I've been here, and you have to be flexible and be able to adapt and pivot and change your strategy. Otherwise, at least for us, because especially as the business itself grows, where we're getting the revenue and what our focus on has been changing. So we're changing a business. Paid media has totally changed in the last 3 years, and so what we've really leaned into is, and what Anna mentioned is on the influencer affiliate side, we're not just getting potential ROI benefits from them, but those impressions are more valuable than paid media impressions. Right. So you're getting the brand benefit, but it's also kind of paying for itself. And so that's kind of how I've taken our strategy. I've taken things from the affiliate model and kind of applied them to the influencer side of things, and that's how we look. So we use partnerships because it's a blend between affiliate plus influencer, and so we kind of just use the word partnerships to describe what we're working on.
Yeah, and also you are treating them as your partners rather than vendors that only supply you, right? When you're building a partnership, you both benefit so much from this relationship, and you can take learnings to your brand, which also feed back to how you communicate as a brand as well. So that's super, super interesting.
Can I ask a question to the general audience? I'm just curious, by show of hands, how many of you who are in the e-commerce space use marketing efficiency as a standard KPI when measuring performance for marketing rather than ROAS with your ad spend? Got one? Couple? Okay. I was curious because that's what I've seen is trending is, especially when you start looking at overall marketing efficiency for your paid campaigns rather than focusing specifically on ROAS for each individual channel, those individuals who are pivoting to looking at marketing efficiency rates as a whole are going to see they're going to see the impact for bringing in an affiliate marketing channel and focusing on an affiliate marketing channel and growing it, rather than those who are kind of siloed into these ROAS targeted channels. So especially what you had mentioned, Nick, I think that's going to be even more important as the trends continue.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're like arguing for budget and like, hey, where are we going to put our dollars and where do they make the most sense? Some feet dragging, like people are really comfortable with programmatic ads because you know what you're going to get out of them, and the affiliate influencer space is a little bit, it's a little less predictable. So that's a good point. Yeah, like that's, I guess, yeah, the marketing efficiency metric is super helpful when like it's a little more multidimensional than just looking at straight return.
Yeah, it's nice that you're mentioning the metrics and reporting. Like that is also very important that you bring different like media buying, reporting stats in one platform so that you can look at what to optimize and how you can optimize it as well. So that's nice. And when you look at what are the important metrics or reporting are you normally look at when you're trying to optimize your affiliates program?
Oh, that's a loaded question. All of them. No, I mean I can kick this off. I think it truly is a loaded question, and I would say I'm a data junkie. I'm a data nerd. So any data points that I can get my hands on, I want to, because it allows you to be smarter with what you're doing. At the very basics, though, it's at the end of the day, it backs into EPC, right? What is the earnings per click for the affiliate? What is the conversion rate, so that we can understand on the brand side, how do we help increase that conversion rate? Because a higher conversion rate equates to a higher EPC. You can have, if we're talking flat rate CPA, you can have a $500 CPA, but if you convert at, 0.5%, that EPC isn't any better than maybe a $100 CPA with a much higher conversion rate. So I would say those are the basics, but, impression share and understanding first and last touch attribution and the funnel and, every single, data point where a consumer leaves a page. I mean, I love to dig in as much as possible. Those are the basics.
I agree. I think at least in the space that I've come from, primarily in like the direct response world of primarily with a lot of video sales letter, sales funnels and whatnot. It's kind of where I cut my teeth in the affiliate world, where a lot of my experiences come from. And for a long time, a lot of experts, a lot of marketers would get just caught up in specific numbers, like what's the EPC, what is the conversion rate? When in reality, like you said, Anna, you're fine-tuning everything. Like this might go up, but this might go down, but you're trying to figure out which metric, if you look at the grand scheme of the sales funnel and you follow your initial impressions and go all the way down to conversions and your upsells and then further what goes on beyond that, everything is just over time fine-tuning. You don't want to focus on one because you're going to miss out on every other metric. And I had something else.
All connected.
Yeah, I totally forgot what else I was going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. You got something else, Nick?
Yeah. So the way I look at it, it's mostly from like a negotiation standpoint. And so what I hold the influencer to essentially is like, how many eyeballs are you getting on? Like I've already identified you as a good partner because your content aligns with our brand and product. So what I'm trying to price out, like how many eyeballs are you going to get on the piece of content? And then clicks is going to be based on like whether or not it's a good audience fit, product fit. And then conversions is where it kind of falls on like our fault. Like if people are interested enough to click on it, like if they're getting the eyeballs on it and they're clicking on it and they fall off in the conversion, then like that's like internal soul searching, whether the offer's no good, the landing page is no good or whatever. And so that's kind of like, we keep it pretty simple. And if you kind of track all those things, we do everything but impressions through Everflow. Then like it makes it easy to come back to the table and either like renegotiate and say, hey, like we like working with you. We didn't hit the benchmark here. Like let's figure out a price that makes sense going forward. And I think that's the other thing on partnerships is kind of like you have like the 80-20 rule. Like for us, it's almost like the 90-10 rule. Like our top 10 partners are driving the vast majority of like the revenue and the performance. And so it's a quality versus quantity game. And so like leaning into those partnerships and like really like making the personal connection and finding a solution forward, like it's worth the time, even though it seems like a big time suck. Because if you can lean into the right top few partners, we found it to be more valuable than trying to like cast a really wide net.
Yeah, I think like you guys are the ideal advertisers Anna wants to work with, right? There's like really, you see a lot of challenges in convince your advertisers to look at different metrics, because people tend to look at conversion as if the affiliate program is successful or not, and they also look at it in the short term, but there are so much more that you can look at and working towards your goal as well. So that's really interesting. And like we're talking about how to looking at the metrics and looking into the long-term goal to make affiliate programs successful. But when you take over an affiliate program, like you're doing a lot for your clients and you're trying to give them strategic advice as well, and you guys are taking over affiliate program within the brand, obviously you also need to convince different people that you are working with. Like we need to put our focus on affiliate, and how are we going to do that? And what are the things that you focus on first when you take over an affiliate program?
Yeah. So I've really, I came in, Kettle and Fire was my first, I didn't even know what affiliate marketing was in 2019 when I started. And they had built a really successful program on kind of the direct response email blogger, like health and wellness blogger community. And in 2019, it started to struggle, and we kind of like, I just kind of kept pushing forward and trying to like squeeze our partners as hard as I could. And it took us like 6 months to realize like, hey, maybe like something's changed on whether the product fit or like, whatever. So then we decided to kind of like look other ways, and it took a little while to find the influencer space. But yeah, I think like building out an affiliate program is like, it's all about just finding the right partners, which
also,
is hard.
Yeah, also with influencers, right? It's really about building relationship, and you see that in a long run rather than like 6 months is kind of normal to see the program fly and to see the results that they bring. So you do need to give them time to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would agree, and I would add to that one of the first things I look at is what is the funnel, right? What are the landing pages that we have at our disposal? What data do we have around ad copy that performs, and what can we kind of package together for our partners? Because as you said, and I couldn't agree more, that it's about finding the right partners and building a relationship. And I think building that relationship is so much easier when you have data to share and say, hey, let me be transparent with you with learnings from internal search. This is the ad copy that's working. This is the the subject line that's working in internal email. Here's the open rates. Here, just providing as much of that data. So that's the first thing that I do, is just kind of drinking from a fire hose of give me all the data that I can have, help me understand the landing pages that are available, and then trying to at least use some learnings from historical learnings to make that funnel better, and then do some testing. And oftentimes we'll actually do some testing ourselves to make sure that I'm not giving a partner something that just absolutely doesn't work, so that I'm not signing them up for potential failure.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's super interesting, right? Because most brands spend a lot of time doing research and has all those learnings, but when they start affiliate program, they tend to forget that. Like here's the budget and try to make it work. They don't tell you what is actually working and what is not working. So that's super interesting.
I love what you said, Anna, because I agree. You start out first as like, where are the leverage points? What does the funnel look like? Do we even have assets that are going to work? At that point, once you get a good assessment of what you're starting with to build a partnerships program or an affiliate program, for me, before the testing step, I look and say, okay, the affiliate marketing world is vast. There's a ton of different traffic channels under the affiliate marketing umbrella. Where's our traffic? If we know who our customer is, we know the avatar, we know the age range, we know their interests, et cetera, where they go on the internet. Now, where is that traffic? And is there a performance marketing channel? Is there an affiliate in that space that we can leverage? If we can identify where the traffic's at, then now we got to figure out what creatives are working with that traffic. So if you work with somebody, and whether you hire an affiliate manager, work with an agency like Anna, whatever, find somebody who has that experience, who can identify, like they don't just work in one silo of traffic, they have enough of a vast knowledge to say, okay, well, based on your brand, based on your SKUs, your products, your offers, where is the best traffic out there for those customers? And what are the creatives that are affiliates, what are they already using in those traffic channels, and then go and leverage those. Because depending on what your product is, what your brand is, some channels are going to be great for you and some are going to suck. So you want to focus on the ones that are actually going to drive good value for you.
They all work.
Every single one works. No.
Yeah, I think Anna said like alleviate friction for your affiliate partners at like every step of the way. Like how can you make it as seamless as possible? Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, they're benefiting from it for sure, but like they're selling your product for you, and so you really want to make sure that they have everything they need to make it as easy as possible. It's a competitive space as well. Like there's a lot of attention for the affiliates, right? Like not just the consumers are getting bombarded, but the affiliates. It's kind of a seller's market, if you will, because so many brands are trying to figure this space out, and like the less paid media works, the more they're looking to other channels like affiliate, and so yeah, it just is a competitive landscape. So you really want to make it like as tailored to your partner as possible.
Yeah, and come down to the partnership again, right? It's so important that you guys are working together and make success for your brand and for your affiliate as well. So there's one thing that's, I know like a lot of advertisers are hesitated, that's the coupon affiliates.
As soon as you started speaking, we know.
I know. So like how do you guys deal with like, are you working with coupon affiliates? And if yes, how do you deal with them? If no, why you are not working with coupon affiliates? Can you share some insights?
Is there any coupon affiliate people in here?
No,
there's.
I would argue to say that there is value to coupon affiliates, but it's about managing them correctly, right? So I'll say from our standpoint, we do work with coupon affiliates, but the way that we would work with them is one, pick a few that you want to be strategic with, and then in addition to that, the controversy or the dislike around coupon affiliate is obviously a customer's in the cart, they came from a different channel, and then they go, oh, I wonder if I can get a promo code, right? They search for that coupon code and then they enter it.
Kind of
everybody is, right? It's a very common consumer experience. So, and to be honest, if a consumer searches and they don't find a promo code, does that consumer convert at the same rate? The answer is, probably not, right? So there's value there, but I think this is where, and I've had a couple conversations here around, understanding the lifetime of that consumer, right? What was the first touch? How did that consumer come into the funnel? And if they converted through a coupon site at last touch, still administer that coupon affiliate something. It is a lower CPA usually in our programs, and then it's a shared CPA with another affiliate that brought that consumer into the funnel. So I think there's a way to balance it. It's a constant battle, to be clear. We don't have the perfect formula yet, but the more, going back to the relationship, the more that we work with the coupon affiliates as strategically as possible, they're open to it. They want to be strategic. So I think it's all about the relationship and kind of figuring out the funnel.
Yeah, like throughout the consumer journey, right? They are going through so many touch points, and somebody just like converted at the right time because of coupon. That's possible. People like me, I do that. If I don't see coupon, I don't convert.
I love how you raise your hand for that. I appreciate it.
So that's, yeah, exactly.
Now let's see how Nick feels.
Well, I think
I don't like anything that
let's hear this.
I think it does. And you're right, I guess if you look at the consumer journey, like at the end of the day, like I don't really care about the 2% commission or even the 10% discount code that they're getting. If it helps convert the customer, like that has a place. I think there's just like a lot of, like, I don't know, bottom feeders might be a strong word, but the people that just come in and they're like, it's like, where's your source of traffic coming from, right? And so they're the top tier coupon affiliates, and if they've built an ecosystem of like users who go to retailmenot.com, right? Like just to go and look at what's on offer, I think there's like total value there. If we're getting new eyeballs on a brand and product, 100% down to play in that space. But I mean, there's, like we use another platform called Jefferis-Lewis. I have 400 random coupon site partners from Pakistan that are applying to be a part of my program that are going to like come swoop, at the bottom of the funnel, last click attribution. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's how you manage it, and it can be a little bit of a thorn inside. And yeah, sometimes it can feel a little like extortionary, where it's just like, if you give the big coupon sites a code, like are they going to manage it on their end, properly, or is it going to be just you reaching out to them to try to get them to take down unapproved code? So it just adds a level of management to the end of the day. Yeah, and I do think I think a brand like Kettle on Fire is probably not a great partner for coupon codes, right? Like we're a relatively niche brand. I think something like Smile, like Bite, is probably a more fruitful coupon opportunity for a brand like that. So it depends on it depends on the brand, I think too.
Yeah, exactly. It's really not only about the type of affiliate you're working with, right? It's like Anna was telling me earlier, it's also about what kind of brand you are. If you are up and coming, you probably need to get a lot of traffic and conversion, and you don't have much choice, right? You cannot compete with all the brands in the market, and you have to play smart. But if you are a big brand, probably you have a lot more choice. So,
well, and it's funny on that same front, I think a lot of emerging brands, they get excited about the coupon sites, like, oh, I'm going to get traffic. Sometimes we'll take over programs that they've started, and they think they're going to get traffic from the coupon sites. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a new brand, nobody's searching for you. So there isn't a lot of value there. I think it actually starts to become a bigger problem when your brand gets larger and it's well known, and that's when you really have to start honing in and managing. And we do once a month, we scrape. We basically scrape Google and we see, okay, what are the new coupon sites where this is popped up on? Do we want the brand to be there? Do we not want the brand to be there? Because you do have to be careful. Because then in the case where there are the higher tier coupon sites, you also want to help them be successful and not get taken over by the 5,000 you mentioned in the network. So it's a battle.
Yeah, I can understand. It's a tricky question. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Josh?
I wasn't going to add anything. I think you guys summed it up great. Like you're playing the yin and the yang. I'm looking at to deep quote Dwight Schrute from The Office. I know how to sit on a fence. Okay, I'm just going to sit in the middle between you two.
But are you accepting coupon affiliates, or what's your opinion, or are you?
So you want my opinion? Okay, you're not going to let me just sit here and be quiet. All right. Well, honestly, I feel like I do fall in the middle. There's some opportunity, especially working with. There are coupon sites that you can work with as a newer brand and leverage promotions that they'll run to their newsletters. I personally haven't seen those drive a ton of value. I have had one in the past that's done pretty well. But generally speaking, being able to set up those unique deals with the coupon code company, coupons, aggregator sites and stuff, rather than having to just run wild with any codes that they find. Like working at Organifi, that was a major issue with our attribution, especially when it came to podcast partnerships, is how do we track those podcast partnership the ROAS or any kind of return we got from those if they're solely attributing via coupon code, but that coupon code shows up on 30 different sites over the next 2 weeks, and how do we actually figure that out? So yeah, it poses a ton of problems, and I personally can't tie ROI number to working with the coupon code. Like how many of those are actually net new customers versus just taking a bunch of customers off of people we already had. So I would say approach with caution working with coupon partners. It can work. It can drive value, but to monitor it closely, I'd say.
Yeah. Also with if you are working with agencies or if you are on Everflow match, that we have also consultants or people who are really in this space. They give you advice on how you should work with those affiliates, right? Like we had clients that come in and want to pay a coupon affiliate the same as a content affiliate, and in this case, it's really just not fair, right? You also give the right advice as well, so that's nice. And I think I have one last question. Is before we end, with the affiliate marketing is evolving and it's merging different types of partner marketing together. How do you see your role change in the next couple of years, as people in the forefront of affiliate marketing, right?
Sure. I don't even know if I have a great answer for that. How do I see my role changing? It's going to evolve with the way that the market's currently developing. And with that, I personally, the original goal of leaving a company to go and hopefully manage multiple partnership programs through an agency, my goal was initially to go and build that out and manage maybe a dozen partnership programs across primarily the health and wellness CPG space. But to do that, I got to learn how to build a team a lot more. I would consider myself a relatively green entrepreneur. I've been surrounded by successful entrepreneurs for years, and now I get to go and venture on my own, so which has been great. That being said, specifically as in the affiliate world, I'm going to bring it back to the diversity of traffic channels. It's attending more conferences to understand like how much is out there. This has been such a fruitful conference for me personally. Selfishly, it's been great. So thank you, Everflow, because it's given me a lot more exposure, knowing that there's so much more out there that I didn't know about before, and coming into it knowing that there's more traffic channels in the affiliate world that even after 9 years of experience or so, I know there's more out there. And so coming to things like this just exposes me further, and then figuring out, which is I think a fun part of the job, is the problem solving of there's traffic. Is it going to work for my clients? How do we figure that out? So just expanding that understanding of the diversity of traffic in the affiliate world.
Nice. Anna?
I would agree to a lot of what you said in that I don't know if the role changes in as much as I think it's our job to keep staying at the forefront of what is coming, right? The affiliate industry, I think if we circle back to the beginning, it's usually some of the kind of breaking ground through new channels, and we have to constantly be educating ourselves on what's available, what's out there. I would agree this conference has been really helpful just in even learning what the Everflow platform does. I've been using it for 3 years, and I learned a lot yesterday when Pete was talking. I was like, oh, well, I didn't know they did that. Now I need to figure that out. So we have to keep coming to places like this and keep learning and growing, and then using what we learn and helping our affiliates, because again, it's that partnership. And if we can make our partners successful, then they can make the brand successful, and that's what we're all here for.
I like how you say, like, I'm gonna help my affiliates, right? And that is something that we sometimes forget. It's like we are using them, we're treating them as vendors, but you put it in a really nice way, how we are gonna help them so that they can help our brand. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like, to help them understand strategies to be better at their job, like, right, to like grow their influence or increase their audience size or their messaging or whatever. Like at the end of the day, it winds up helping us. And I think like, especially again, I'm pretty focused on the influencer space. Like I don't see many agencies or anyone out there like trying to help the influencer with like that side of the business. Yeah. Which would be kind of an interesting role to take, but. I mean, the 3 years that I've known about affiliate marketing, it's changed quite a bit. So I think it's going to continue to change. It's about like where's attention, where are eyeballs. Demographics are changing pretty quickly. Obviously, TikTok's like a huge one. Like it depends like who are you trying to reach, and there's a lot of options out there and finite resources. So like just being channel agnostic, I guess, is how I've always looked at it. Like I don't have like an emotional connection to any specific channel. Kind of whatever works, and being able to like pivot, I think, put you in a better position to be successful.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing the knowledge. I think from this conversation, like my key takeaway is that when you start affiliate program, set up your expectation, which is super important, and have the right strategy to grow your affiliates program and give the time and doing some tests as well, which is super important. And be open to your agencies, to your partners, to take their professional advice, which is also super important. And the last but not least, to have a tracking platform, Everflow, to give you to be your backbone, right? To give you all the data, whether from your media channels or from your affiliate partner program. All these are very important. So thank you so much for sharing. And I think we have 5 minutes. Does anybody have some questions? Yes.
How do you guys find partners? I thought you were going to help me that.
Just kidding. Come to the marketplace. Yeah. Come in here. Like honestly, I hope that just meeting people that I've never met before. Like I've never been to an Everflow Connect, and it's been great. Meeting wonderful peeps that I think could become good partners, and really it comes down to just, I don't know, logging in a few hours of karaoke together, kind of bridges that gap, building those friendships, and just creating opportunities to find win-win opportunities in the future.
I would agree. It's all about relationships and conversations, and I would say too, it is about going where consumers are going, right? I spend a lot of time. My husband makes fun of me. He's like, "You're not researching. You're on TikTok," and I'm like, "No, I'm researching." But it's true. It's where are consumers right now? They're on social media. So who am I getting retargeted? How am I getting retargeted? What sites are showing up organically that are ranking on the first page? I spent a lot of time on that, looking at competitors and looking at just the industries in general and the verticals I'm in. And we find a lot of new partners that way.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. What tools do you use for finding partners? Any aside from like just organic searching through TikTok, do you have any specific tools that you use?
Well, I use Everflow.
Oh, you use
and
Everflow.
their marketplace.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I sure do.
Okay.
But no, I use like even just tag tools like Ghostery and looking at what tags are on the site. That's a tag I've never seen. Where does that belong? And then, like I said, I do a lot of Googling and looking at organic listings.
Cool.
And then there are a couple of, I think some products out there that just have kind of affiliate directories, basically, that you can also take a look at too.
We prospect a lot, so we spend a lot of time. We use a few different tools. There really isn't a super great tool that we've come across, to be honest, like in terms of filtering influencers. So we do use Grin, which is another platform that is focused on social media influencers, and they have a decent prospecting tool. But we've kind of found the most effective is like we have some virtual assistants that kind of scrape Instagram lookalike followers and audiences and different hashtags. We do a lot of like look at similar brands that we know have like big programs. We send a lot of like outbound email trying to connect with these partners, and it is tedious.
I actually, side note, this is real networking happening here. I have probably a very good partner for you on the influencer side. So I'll
Everflow Connect 2022, everybody.
Bringing us together.
Yeah.
Any other?
I run performance marketing jobs. Thanks. I run performance marketing jobs. Been doing that for 9.5 years. I've seen a huge change in the marketplace since COVID hit, March 2020. We're talking a lot about consumer online acquisition, leads, and e-commerce. I've seen a huge change on the employee side, and I've checked out the 4 companies online. I'd love to get your feedback, and there's one live job posting right now. I'd love to get your feedback per company of how companies and the internal conversations have turned towards remote, hiring fully remote versus in-house over the last 2.5 years.
So when I started Kettle on Fire, they're a pretty forward-thinking company. And so we were, back in when I started, it was technically fully remote. We have an office in Austin. There'd probably be 10 out of the 30 employees live in Austin. But it's 100% optional if you want to be remote. So we've got some people in Europe and based all over the U.S. I think it's really competitive hiring right now, and so to be able to offer remote, I think just puts you in a bit of a better position in terms of finding good talent. And I think there's a lot of really good talent outside of the U.S. So like we're a U.S. only company in terms of like product and where we ship. But if you're willing to expand like your headhunt to outside of the U.S., there's a lot of really capable people out there. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important, right? So you really expand like the talents that you can look for if you work remotely. So
yeah, I would agree. So we're a fully remote company as well, but it isn't without challenges for sure. I think the beauty of remote is that it allows you to really find great talent no matter where they are. The difficulty is obviously training and making sure that there's employee engagement. So I would just say if that's a route that you're going down, just make sure that there's a plan for that engagement and there's a plan for connecting and for people to meet. I'm sure for the Everflow team, this conference has been awesome because I'm assuming some people haven't met before, right? It's creating opportunities like this. But I think remote is amazing. I wouldn't have the team that I have without it, but you do have to make sure that you can't just operate like you're in office. I think it's really important to focus on those little pieces to allow people to make sure that they're connecting, especially if there's some junior folks on the team.
Yeah, I think it puts more onus on the manager, right? Like, you have to be like more strict in terms of like putting together OKRs and KPIs and like tracking progress and check-ins and stuff. So it does make like the manager's job a little bit more intensive. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Josh.
No, that's a good point.
Mike, I'll give it to you from like my experience as an employee. So I worked for 5 or so years in this industry at an office, and then I left and took a massive pay cut because I wanted to go live abroad. I wanted to go travel the world, do the whole nomad thing for a while, and did that for 5 years. So even a few years before COVID, I was working remote. I don't know if anybody could figure it out who was at karaoke last night, but I'm kind of an extrovert. And being by myself at home working for 8 to 10 hours a day kind of sucked. It was not very fun. So for me, I worked with an incredible team. I love the people I got to work with, but they were all in San Diego. I was one of the few remote employees. The value that came from getting together, like I don't know how many Everflow people are here, but the value that came from meeting the team a couple times a year just created that bond that it gave me the flexibility that I wanted to travel while still building real relationships with the people I got to work with. And additionally, because you run performance marketing jobs, that carrot is, I think, still pretty strong in this industry where you can go and people, they love the idea of working remote. And so everybody wants to work remote. Now you want to set expectations with them. So if they haven't done it yet, how's that going to change your lifestyle? I don't think I knew when I went and made the pivot how like difficult that transition is going to be. And so making sure you have that expectation with those employees while also being able to dangle it as a carrot to bring in good talent. And yeah, it's kind of the balance, I think, between those.
Thanks.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's interesting to have conversations with employers because probably like 99% of the jobs that I work on are fully remote. And that's mainly because candidates, they will not evaluate anything that's in-house, even if they're in the same city as the employer. And in some cases, it's just a question of, I'm on the other side of the city. Like Toronto and LA are probably the best examples because everybody has to drive. Like there's the transit system in Toronto, but LA is horrible for it. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm in Newport Beach. Can you come to, West Hollywood? No chance. No chance. It's like LA area. I'm like, yeah, but that's...
Nope.
To be fair, that's really far.
So even when people are looking for in-house, it's kind of like, well, how far is the drive? And one thing that's kind of clicked with me over the past year is if you're basically running a professional team. So try having a professional sports team, but only being able to recruit athletes that are within a commutable distance of the stadium. The team would be horrible. So, and the talent pool is so small. So I'm glad that to a certain extent that companies have been forced to learn how to manage remote and then hire remote because it's done phenomenal for our industry because now the teams are hiring more intermediate to experienced candidates because they're not looking locally anymore.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There's a lot of software that helps. I mean, that's another thing. Like the SaaS industry has really helped create the tools to make it. I mean, there is no comparison to sitting down with someone face to face, but there's a lot of options out there to make it a little more
That's what
seamless.
trade shows are for.
Yeah.
Just hit the road.
Amen.
Yeah, I think like this is a very interesting topic, but I think we're a little bit out of time. Maybe we can carry this conversation offline.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you
Cindy.
very much. And
Thanks, guys.
yeah, enjoy. Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you.
That's great.